this is out of choosing a path. I just don't quite understand what Gurudev was trying to say. Is love means giving. Well, that part I understand. But then he says, love and duty are a creation of the human mind and heart. All other things of the world are created by providence and manifested by the ultimate reality. That confuses me a bit, because I always figured love came from ultimate reality, or whatever he says, providence, heart, whatever words he's using here.
Ultimate reality is, this is funny that you would bring this up, man. Ultimate reality is existence, consciousness, and bliss. Those three things. That's it. It's hard to imagine with our mind, but that's what it is. Okay. It's not thoughts. It's not an architectural design of the world. And all of us have that pure existence, consciousness, and bliss, happiness. Happiness is too weak. Bliss is a better word for it, don't you think? If you find other ones, let me know. You all know what existence means, yes? Anyone doesn't? Okay. We never go out of existence. Never, ever, ever. We never were created. We never will end. And that's hard to take in. We were created as humans. And some churches will say, God did this. Others will say, you did this. And in my mind, they're both exactly the same. Okay. So you're always going to exist. Depends which form you wish to be in. Now, everyone know what if that's existence, what consciousness means? Yes, no, maybe so.
That you're aware of your existence.
Well, you're aware of a lot more than your existence. Okay, consciousness means the awareness that there's something there. It's not exactly thought, although thoughts use consciousness. But it's this kind of knowing aspect that you're just aware of everything. Okay? So it's like if you're lying on the ground and you fall asleep, I could probably come and tickle different parts of your body and you will not be aware of it. Right? But if I sat on you or something, you'd be aware of it real soon. Mm-hmm. What happened? Your mind came back to awareness. It was always there, but it wasn't being conscious. You were in unconscious state, but the consciousness was always there. That's the same. Existence and consciousness. So what we're doing in yoga, we have our right now, probably most of you are conscious. I hope so. So you have your awake state, and then you all know what dreaming is? What happens when we dream?
I think you leave your body and go somewhere else and unconsciously.
And that's what a dream is, when you go somewhere else?
And when you remember it.
Okay. Anyone else? Definition of dreaming?
I think it's just a state of consciousness.
Yeah, but what happens when you dream? She goes traveling. What do you do when you dream?
It depends on what my subconscious is up for that night, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So what's the usual one?
I don't think I've ever gone to the same place twice in a dream.
Oh, really? So you travel too?
Mentally, maybe.
Well, that's what she does. She doesn't get on a plane. Barbara's talking also mentally. Yeah, a lot of people travel. A lot of people fall. Okay. A lot of people come up against great fears, and the fear will take. Sometimes it's a lion, sometimes it's a dog, sometimes it's a husband yelling or something. Fears. It's a good thing to kind of look at your dreams because if you can, get an overall view of what's going on. And when you clean out all the garbage from your mind, which takes a long time, unless you're about 5 years old. It takes a long time. Then you'll start dreaming the future. So it throws time into a different sync. So we have consciousness. Now you're aware, you're awake. Then we have dreaming. What's another one?
Sleep.
Sleep. Are you aware when you're sleeping? No. Otherwise you're not sleeping. And that's when the mind really goes somewhere else, when we're sleeping. Pretty much leaves the body, but it won't break unless we're dead. It's attached. Okay? And the fourth state of consciousness is the one that we're really talking about. It's just pure consciousness. No brain, no body to disturb it, no thoughts to disturb it. It's beyond thought. And that's what pure consciousness is.
So is there awareness then?
Total awareness. You're aware of every being that was or will be, because it's pure consciousness. You're aware of the past, the present, the future, everywhere. Okay? That's what consciousness is. So, sounds pretty good. And the last one is bliss. Well, if you could imagine a very, very happy moment, maybe the happiest you've been, that would touch on bliss. One of the closest ways of that Guruji, Swami Rama, told us about bliss is when you have a very pure orgasm in sex. You're not in the body anymore. You usually leave the body, you leave your identity, you have no clue at that moment who you are. I mean, you don't care. You're into this feeling of bliss. And that's a taste of what the eternal bliss is like. That's one of the reasons many of the saints have been celibate, because they take that same energy and take it inside rather than outside. See? But it's close to that. So, what he's talking about, I forgot where we were going, but what did Swamiji say? Can you read that one more time? This is from Choosing a Path by Swami Rama.
Yeah, love and duty are a creation of the human mind and heart.
Mm-hmm.
So I always thought love came from like the Divine Mother. I mean, it was like the stuff that flows.
But love and duty, it's interesting he would put those together. That means he had something very direct on his mind.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in existence, consciousness, bliss, is there love?
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
love.
that
That is love.
I hope so.
Why do you hope so?
Because I thought that was love. The truth of
Existence, listen to the word, existence, pure consciousness, and bliss. This is real heavy philosophy. No?
So what was
What was the question again?
You said,
Is there love?
Isn't that love? And I said, no. And where does love come from? Swami Rama says,
consciousness?
the human mind made love and work.
In the heart.
Do you know why? There's pure consciousness, only consciousness and existence and bliss. That's one thing. In order to love, there have to be two. Correct? That's why there are two kinds of samadhi. The first samadhi that you reach as students and you're meditating and you go into this very high state, you fall in love with the divine. Okay? Or you're drawn to light, or you're drawn to sound, those two things. Okay? And your heart melts. That's where you have all of these mystics. You'll see them in states of ecstasy because they're madly in love with something. Most of the saints talk that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did you ever see the picture of, who is this, Ramakrishna? He's in the state of the first samadhi. You see many saints, they're kind of, they look a little strange on the face because they're not there. They're totally in union with whoever or whatever they're in love with. But there has to be two. Okay. When you get past that samadhi, you become one with whatever you're in love with. So there is no two anymore. In order to get to the Nirvikalpa Samadhi stage, you give up your existence. Then there's only pure consciousness. Okay? So it is the human mind that creates the duality. And enough of us create the duality that we have many of us. We all did that. We wanted to share pure consciousness. So we came to Earth and we took a body and here we are. I don't know when we did that. I think maybe it was a long time ago. That was before we had to go back to all our lives. And then we got stuck on Earth because karma. We made this duty to do, this job to do, and when we died we didn't have them all finished. So we said, oh, we'll come back. And we've been coming back thousands of times. Okay? And so what we want to do in yoga is when we leave, we're going to go to that first state of samadhi. Okay? And when you're there, then you'll come back because you love your beloved. And then you just want to be on earth to work with your beloved. Okay? To do specific jobs. That's it. Okay. So the great ones will tell us why we came, some of us. You came just because I asked you to. Okay. You came because you promised to do my work. You came because I wanted you to start an organization. Okay. And then you work enough in that mode of samadhi, then after that you'll go to, I don't need a body anymore, I don't need to exist. You don't have to. Then there's only God. Way to call it God. I think it's hard, over the centuries it's been very difficult to dress God up. You've all been studying a long time and it's hard for you to figure out existence, pure consciousness, and bliss, right? So you could imagine someone that's never gone to school, has never been out of a little village, has never seen someone that's skin color different than their own, or hair color different than their own, or someone taller. So the ideas about God were formed long ago, and they had to put God in a body of some sort or another. Otherwise people would not understand. Okay? But the more we grow intellectually, we're able to see what the divine is. Existence, consciousness, bliss. Okay. And you know what that is? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Many years ago, I was thinking of Sat Chit Ananda. And there's also a famous Swami with the name Satchidananda, a couple of them. But I had just met Swami Satchidananda. He studied in Rishikesh also. And his group was singing a song of Satchidananda. Okay. Shall I sing it again? Okay, listen, because you're going to sing it in a few minutes. Yeah. Satchitananda, 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 Satchitananda. It's got quite a rhythm, huh? Well, that chant came in my head. I heard it once, and I have never forgotten it. And it stayed in my mind all day long. I couldn't even, I tried to push it away and remember my own private mantra, and it would come right back the minute I was distracted. And then I'd answer a phone, and the person on the other end was singing, Sachin. Look at the phone. It just was all the time there. So I sat to meditate, and all I could do was listen to this Satchidananda mantra, okay? I went to bed singing the song in my head. It took me a long time to fall asleep. When I woke up in the morning, it was singing in my head. That's how I woke up, like an alarm clock. So I'm brushing my teeth according to the rhythm. Satchidananda. Everything I did was walking around for 2 days. Okay. Finally, the second night, I sat in meditation and asked Swamiji, please help me because this is too much. Okay. So when I woke up, I went to sleep the same way. When I woke up, it was gone. And I was very happy. Okay. I could just be normal now. And we had teacher training going on downstairs. So I went in to listen to one of the lectures before I had to give one. And there's a question someone asked. And the teacher said, yes, what's the question? Well, I read this book and it said something about these words I don't know. Well, what are the words? Satchidananda. Whoa, it came right back, and for the next 2 days it was going on. But it's a wonderful thing because over the years I have pondered Satchidananda so much that Guruji's given me the grace to understand it much more. Okay? That's where we're going. That's what we are. That's what divinity is. That's what all of creation is a manifestation of existence, consciousness, bliss. It's a manifestation of it. Okay? Does that make sense to you? Questions? Sometimes it's hard to keep in there, but eventually you'll get it and you'll understand it. It's very, very helpful to realize where did we come from, where are we going, what is everything. It's very beautiful. So that's how we're praying to the beloved. We're praying to the total divine of the universe. You're praying to yourself. Remember, divinity is within you. Swami Rama always tells us that. Divinity is within. Most of us grew up thinking that God was outside of us. And God is outside of us. It's not wrong. But we were never told that God's inside also. So sometimes religions like to have God in specific boxes called churches, temples, synagogues, whatever. And we think that that's the only place God is. Because of course religions would like us to go there as often as possible so they could help us to grow, to mature, to grow in spirituality. But very few people told us that divinity is within. That part of your consciousness is what divinity is. It's quite a different way of looking at things. So in our yoga tradition, we visit temples with great respect. We visit churches with great respect, synagogues, any place where people pray and try to realize who they are. They're very holy places. But the holiest one is within. That's why when we're meditating, we keep the eyes closed or focusing on one particular point. We don't need all this around us, no matter how beautiful it is, because we're going inside. And when you go inside and really reach for the beloved there, it'll take some time because we've got a mind, and the mind keeps throwing up thoughts. But say, I'm sick of you already, go away. And when you really mean that, you'll go past them. You'll go past your thoughts. Okay? And you go into a state then of meditation, a higher state of consciousness. You go into that fourth one. You're not awake, you're not dreaming, you're not sleeping. You're in pure consciousness. Okay? And even if you have it for a few minutes, or if you have it for hours, you'll never forget it. You'll never want to stop meeting it. That's your purest self.